The housing market has entered into a big shift. Some people are calling it the Great Deceleration. Some people are just noticing some subtle changes in the market. So today we're going to break down the shift that is happening in the real estate market, and we're starting right now. So what does the shift mean for buyers? How can buyers take advantage of this market? Over the past 2 years, we've seen prices go absolutely crazy in the Orlando area and really across the United States. Even in the first quarter of 2022, we've seen double-digit appreciation. And this, of course, again, it's unprecedented. We've not ever seen anything like this. We've seen interest rates rise, although they've started to pull back just a bit. I know the Fed's saying in June they're going to raise them again, but this has affected the buying power and home affordability. Also, in talking to my lenders, they're saying they're seeing a decline in mortgage applications. We've increased inventory on the market a bit. Also, new construction inventory, we're seeing a lot more of that. So what does this mean for you as a buyer out there and also as a seller wanting to sell your home, in today's market? Well, today I'm going to break this down for you. Also, I really want to give you the data and what's really happening here in Orlando, because there's a lot of misinformation out there and it's just like a lot of fear mongering. When you hear the market shift, when you hear the word deceleration, you might get a little pain in your stomach thinking, oh my gosh, it's the end of it all. We're going back to the Great Recession. And so I just want to breathe. Today, I want to break it down for you so you don't feel that way, because I'm telling you what's happening in the market is actually good for the market. In the long run, it's good for the market. But before we get started, go ahead and smash that like button, because that helps the YouTube algorithm get this video to the people who really want to see it. And I know that that there are some people out there that really, really want to see this video. You can also feel free to subscribe and click the little bell, and that way you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. So what does this big shift, this big deceleration, what does that mean for the housing market and for buyers and sellers out there looking to move to the Orlando area or sell homes in the Orlando area? For the past 2 years, we have seen houses go on the market and be under contract in a matter of hours, 2 days, 1 day. And really, that's an extremely, extremely fast market. And as an agent out there working with both buyers and sellers, it can be extremely challenging to navigate that. And so real estate agents that are working in this market, like myself, we're pretty exhausted at this point. I mean, it's hard to keep up with that kind of pace. So as far as from the standpoint of being a real estate agent in this market, this is a good sign for me. And not that I'm lazy and I'm trying to slow down or anything, but this means that we're going to get back to a normal pace of business, which, in the end, that's going to give more opportunity for everyone to be in the market. And so, we're still seeing prices, we're still seeing homes sell for over asking, yes. And we are still seeing homes selling with a couple of days, yes. But what I'm starting to see are price drops, which I haven't seen price drops in about 2 years, but in the last month, suddenly I'm seeing price drop $10,000, price drop $20,000. And part of that could be a knee-jerk reaction by the listing agent, because we're getting so used to getting multiple offers within 24 hours of the house going on the market that, maybe they're thinking, well, maybe it's not priced correctly, maybe we need to drop the price. And really, they could be right, because I have seen a lot more of what I call overpricing of homes. That's a nice way to say it. People putting homes on the market with really unrealistic prices for the home. And I still believe even in this market, it's crucial to price your home correctly, which means you price it in line with what it would appraise for, or pretty close to that, and then let the market bid it up. Let the market decide what it's going to sell for. When you put a high price on it, you artificially put a situation where it sits there on the market. It's never been a good plan to overprice your home. It's not in this market, as well, and it really hasn't been in the past 2 years either. But people have been paying over asking price because of the increase in values. And now we're seeing that all slow down a bit, which even saying that in the past month, home prices have gone up in Orlando. So here is an example of a home that has recently dropped their price. It was overpriced to begin with. So the price drop doesn't mean, oh, we've hit a bubble, we've hit the wall, we're not going any higher. I think what's happening is people are starting to see they can't just price things any old way and get away with it. Likely, this home should have been priced about $25,000 to $50,000 less to begin with, and they aggressively priced it overpriced in the market, thinking the market was headed that way. And maybe 2 months ago, in the amounts we were seeing, people could think that, but really, that's unrealistic. You still have to price your homes in a realistic way, and especially in a shift. When we're seeing a shift in the market right now, that is going to be even more crucial because people are stepping back, people are saying, whoa, what's going on? And they're going to be much more cautious about their offers. In the aspect of affordability and the aspect of slowing this market down, this is a good thing. This is going to make the market a little more balanced. Even though it will still be technically a seller's market, it's going to be a little bit more balanced towards the buyers. And so not so hard to get an offer accepted. I'm actually having listing agents call me after showings now, which I haven't had that happen in over a year, truly, over maybe 2 years. I haven't had a listing agent call me, period. So I've had one follow up with me twice recently. So there's a shift right there. So here's an example for Taylor Morrison. These homes are on the market now, and they probably have not even broken ground for them, but they've gotten all the permitting done for the house. They've got the survey done. They've ordered all the materials as far as the wood and the structural, all of the things that they need for the home. And so they've priced it all out, they've put it on the market, and they're saying, okay, it's going to be ready in November, December, January, and then they go ahead and sell them so that they can get them pre-sold. And I'm seeing more and more of that with all the builders. D.R. Horton just came up with a ton of inventory that they're putting out there. Again, it's not going to be ready for 6 or 7 months, but they're selling it. They've gotten it to the point where they know it's going to be ready around this time. And so people are jumping on that. I'm not really seeing the builders drop their prices, but they are offering more incentives. Guess what? Incentives are back. So what I'm seeing though is they're giving incentives for rate lock. I saw an interesting one with Mattamy Homes. They were doing a rate lock incentive, which means they're going to give you, for example, what they were doing, they were giving you $10,000 to lock in a rate. So the house is not going to be ready for 6 or 7 months, but you can lock in the rate at today's interest rates before it goes up again, because of course the Fed is promising to increase interest rates this year at least 2 more times, so that you can see that it's going to get higher and higher. Now they did pull them back recently, so we're seeing some fluctuation, that's okay, that's a good thing. But some people might feel that, okay, it's 4.75, I want to lock that in because by the end of the year it could be closer to 6. Another shift I'm seeing is for buyers. Buyers are able to be a bit more picky. They're able to walk away if something doesn't appraise and the sellers are not being fair. Like a lot of the sellers don't want to lower their price with an appraisal. But I'm seeing that the willingness to meet in the middle, for the appraisals and all that, I'm seeing that buyers will just, they're going to have more options. They're going to walk away. They're going to say, okay, I'll go find something else, because we're seeing this increase in inventory. So sellers, they're going to have to watch out for that attitude. And this is what we've been wanting. I mean, for the past 2 years, everybody's been screaming for more inventory, a more balanced market, and now we're starting to see it. But then it puts people in this panic mode, and it kind of cracks me up, because if you price your home properly, it will sell. And if it takes a week or 2 to sell, I think that's definitely more healthy. It's more balanced, and we're moving more in the direction of that. Just 3 years ago, it was not uncommon for it was 42 days on the market was the average. And so I think by next year, it's going to be around 30 days to get a home sold, which is really the average we want. I mean, 4 years ago, I think it was 45 days or maybe even 60. So I think it's been less than 2 weeks for a while, and people get this knee-jerk reaction if their house doesn't sell within 24 hours. They think something's wrong and they've got to lower their price. So part of this is going to be the experience of the agent. agent, to really know what's going on in the market and really understand that you don't have to go crazy, and you don't have to go crazy in your prices, and you don't have to go crazy over asking, you don't have to waive appraisal, and you don't have to completely go nuts in this market like you did the past 2 years. You still will in the Orlando area have to do a bit of an appraisal gap, but not on all the homes. In Orlando, we're still getting multiple offers, so if they look nice, they look good, if they don't have weird smells, if they're, if they look nice, and they're also what we call a cream puff house, which means it's perfect on the inside and outside and updated, and everybody wants this house, right? Because it's just perfect and you don't have to do anything, just open the door and move your furniture in. Of course, those are still getting multiple offers well over asking price. But for the past couple years, it's been where you could just put practically anything on the market and they were getting multiple offers on it. And so that's not happening as much right now. But again, is that a bad thing? So you still have to make your house look nice. And I've always been of that fundamental belief that you need to make your house look nice. And so that leads me to the next thing. We are going to have to get back to the fundamentals. And that's going to be another big shift I see, is everybody's going to have to go to the fundamentals of getting the home properly on the market, which is something, I said I've never strayed away from this in the past 2 years. Even with all my listings, I've made sure my sellers get their home perfectly ready and pretty and perfect, because we still want to be able to get top dollar, and whatever top dollar is, right? So my team is here to help you. So please feel free to drop me a text, email me, call, reach out, put a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the market right now, because we are really watching the market. We're looking at it very closely right now. It's going to be extremely important to look at the data. I've been looking at the data a lot. I have quite a few listings coming up myself, and I know that I'm watching the market carefully. I'm also still working with quite a few buyers, even in this market. Orlando is still staying pretty strong. We're not seeing the drop off that we've seen, in a lot of areas, but it's definitely shifting. And again, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that at all, because I would love to see a more balanced and more healthy market for everyone. So thanks for joining me today. I absolutely adore you guys for watching my videos. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate you so much. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye-bye now.